I will beat your ass.
Hey, howdy-ho, Lions fans. Welcome to the Detroit Lions podcast. This is episode 591. Detroit Lions facing a test this week. We'll talk all about it. This is the official Detroit Lions podcast for Reddit. I am your dashing host, Chris. With me is my good friend and sexy-ass co-host, Jeff the Riz Risen. How you doing, brother?
I'm feeling it now. I'm happy. We got a win. We got a big test coming. I'm psyched, dude. Ready.
This is it. This is the test that we can pass. And we'll get into it. We're gonna talk about it. Let's see. We got what a difference a week makes. We got redemption for the Lions offensive line. Are the Lions really contenders? Is the question we will ask. We'll go over the injury report, a look ahead to Philadelphia, and a whole lot more. Mr. Risden, sir. Also Riz. Also Jefe. Giuseppe Rizdone. You ready to go, my man?
Let's do it.
Let's kick this off and break it down.
Hurt my vocal cord there.
Don Burr in the chat. How you doing, brother? See Rick C. Easy. How you guys doing? Good to see y'all. Let's get into this. Let's just talk about these Detroit Lions. It's that time. What a difference a week makes. You know, it's such a beautiful feeling to come out of a win against, especially that kind of after the bad taste that the Commanders left in their mouths last year, to kind of come back into their house and do a little bit of ass kicking. That's kind of nice.
It was very nice. You know, think about the general like feel around the Lions from last Wednesday to this Wednesday. It's pretty darn cool.
It's a fickle bunch, these Lions fans.
Yes, very much so. And because that was coming off of the trade deadline where they didn't really do anything. Not that they could have done anything, but they didn't, and that just rankled a lot of feathers. And then losing to J.J. McCarthy, who basically had two good drives this season, both against the Lions, like that was rough. But now we're feeling better about ourselves because we beat the crap out of the team that ended our dream last year.
Yeah.
And while they don't resemble in any way the Commanders of a year ago, it was still nice, man. That was a good win.
They ended our Cinderella season, and it's like, boy, that would have been a great way to get it done. But if this is the season, this is the most Detroit way to get it done, in the dirt, right? When you come from the dirt, you can't kill it, right? Something paraphrase. But you can't kill what comes from the dirt, right?
That's Derrick Rose, right?
I thought it was Amik.
It could be.
Anyway, yeah, it's a good place to be, and it's gonna be. Look, it's football, and we're in a division that has three teams poised for playoff wild card and better. It's a hell of a division to be in, and the Lions are atop of it. That's a heck of a place to be. We're back where we belong, and it's a really good set. Funky Lions fan, imagine if the Lions gave up 2 first-round picks and a fan-favorite player for a guy to help them end up in third in the division halfway through the year. With a tie in their schedule.
So what
the Pack
Green Bay did. Yeah, it's not working out so well. Not his fault.
Not yet. It's not over.
I'll just say the fun part with Green Bay was, they obviously lost the other night. And when I did the search to, write that the Lions were back in first place in the division, I'm like, find me a picture of a coaching cuck. And it took me right to him. It was perfect.
Yep.
Loved it. Matt LaFleur. Good luck with that,
man. It's crazy. Yeah, that guy, he's always bothered me, man. But it's
he's bothering Packers fans now quite a bit too, and that's the first step in coming to terms with radical acceptance. He is what he is.
The foundational cracks that bring back the Mike Tomczak era that I've so longed for. All right, well, let's talk about this. He's got the thread out there. Click the like button, or Johnny Moe is going to call plays again. And Riz, come on, just just a touch of credit for being the only person in Detroit who seem to know, especially when you get the timeline and the timeline that I come on, right? I can get some flowers at least, right?
Absolutely.
All
you
right.
deserve that.
Thank you.
Yes, you did.
I'm not going to ball drag anyone. I'm just going to,
there's an interesting thread going on in the Patreon Slack right now. Actually, that's it's well reasoned.
Yeah.
And like the initial poster brought it up, and I can't think of who it was. Made a very like really good list of points. And some I agreed with, some I didn't, and I addressed those. I think it's a healthy conversation to have. It was great.
Yeah.
One of the reasons why you joined, because it is indeed the smartest. The other thing that and I will give the Slack its flowers, they remembered when I posted the rule a couple of weeks ago that when you get a penalty on the kickoff, if you kick it off out of bounds, they only bring it back out to the 25 instead of the 40. So when you get a penalty, you're kicking off from midfield, kick that ball out of bounds every time. It's a glitch. It's a loophole.
Yeah.
Expose it. Dave Phipp's not having a very good year, but he got that one right.
He knows the rules. He just can't control the players.
He does know
the way he wants to. He needs a little bit of his Spacely Sprockets football going on. You know, the old Jetsons.
Spacely Sprockets. Wow.
All right, let's talk about this game. What a coming out for this team after the crap show that was the Minnesota game in Detroit. Our Detroit Lions came out and they just did the domination. Dan taking over the play calling was obviously a big difference.
Yes.
And I mean, the going for two, people were all like, why? Well, it's because there's a penalty and they were moved up closer. It's like, yeah, go for two. And that did change the calculus of how Washington played the game, and it actually dug them a little bit deeper hole. But there was no foot off the gas. There was no nothing. That team went. I mean, people are calling for the Jack Fox highlights. Never on the field except to hold for.
His holding was immaculate.
Yeah.
Better than Bates kicking. That's a different story.
Mm-hmm. So Detroit Lions came in and just cleaned house in Washington. And yeah, they were injured. Yeah, they had a backup quarterback. Yeah, we can go back and say, oh, the shoe's on the other foot from last year. We can absolutely go through all those things and say those things, but it doesn't matter. It's the NFL. You watch good teams lose to bad teams. You watch good teams beat good teams. You know, it's scrambled. It's any given Sunday and all that. You go in, you take the win away, and you love it. You love to win on the road no matter who it is you're playing. And I'm sure Philadelphia loves to win on the road. This week, that was not my favorite game to watch as far as an excitement. I mean, it was a defensive game, you know, but the outcome made it all worthwhile.
That kick almost went into Lake Michigan, Chris. How can you miss that badly? Apparently on Cheesehead TV, which, and I will like, they are a very good, well produced show, and they do like a watch party with it. And they were like, it got blocked. And then there was like stunned silence. Oh my God, he just missed it that badly.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, we've all been there. I mean, look, we had a kick blocked, so we can't toot our own horn too much there. But yeah. Yeah.
Man.
That was one of those, it was a good situation because look, the Eagles are winning the NFC East. Like, end of
it's
thought.
Going to be hard not to, right? It's going to be a real disaster is required for them not to.
Right. So the Lions, their goal should be to win the NFC North, and Philadelphia beating Green Bay helped facilitate that. We're back on top now, tied with Green Bay, but we own the tiebreaker. We will keep owning that Chicago tiebreaker for a while. Mm-hmm. And we play on week 18. That game could very well be for the division title. Just like last year. I like our chances in those situations.
Speaking of situations, and we'll look into it, Dan Campbell talking about loving to go into an environment where they spit and throw batteries. I mean, that's very, very Dan Campbell, but it does, and it was in the chat, it feels like we can't lose, man. That's an embracing of what's to come.
It's going to be... I do too, and I think that Dan has... I think his tone this week has set the team up very well to understand that you can't underestimate these Eagles. Like that they are in fact the defending champions. They're a very good football team. They're different than they were a year ago, but we are too. But just be prepared for anything and everything, especially after what happened in Washington, where they had one player ejected, another one probably should have been. Amon-Ra should not have been.
I haven't seen that in the rule book where we don't eject a player because we just ejected one the play before. Do you know where the officials found that rule? Does that not look at even
Dean Blandino can help us out there on that one?
Does that not make
they said it was like inadvertent contact? Do you remember Jamie Collins getting ejected from a game? I do.
Yep.
Inadvertent contact. He didn't mean it. Nope. He was showing what he did.
Yeah. Yep. And it was I forget where I saw it. The official said they didn't want to eject a player in a successive play, and that players on successive plays. Sorry, that is just maddening because this is another scar on the officiating in the of the NFL. It's this. You can't put gambling back in the bag. You know what I mean? It's with us forever now. But for God's sakes, man, now you just, when this kind of stuff happens and they're so closed mouth, quiet, mum, not transparent, it just gets really, really hard to believe. God, I hate that. Hate to see my game go this way. All right, let's talk about it some more. What was your favorite part of the game, Mr. Risen? What was your favorite part about the trashing of the Commandos?
I like the fact that we didn't punt. I like the fact that we didn't turn the ball over.
Those are two good ones.
I liked that the offensive line played a lot better. I liked that we used our weapons better. I liked that Dan Campbell wasn't afraid to rock the readers. I had them set out for myself to use as a prop because I do, in fact, use reading glasses. I am a man of a certain age, and I left them away, and I can't see them to find them, so I don't have any props. Sorry.
No,
poor planning on my part.
It's right about when we started doing video that I needed the readers to see. So
So like for the people at home, I'm looking at Chris and I, what you're seeing, and there's scroll I can see the things at the bottom, but I can't read it. Like I would need readers to read that. So that's where I'm at.
Everyone pitch in to get Jeff a bigger monitor.
I do see that Mike Hodges has made a comment and it's something about Johnny Moe, but I can't read the rest of it. It's like I need the eye doctor 3 or 4, 5 or 6.
I'll help you. Johnny Moe will get back to what he does best, preparing the offense by identifying the holes and tendencies of a defense that can be exposed. He was wanted by others for good reason, and the reason is not his play calling. Right?
I agree with that, actually, and I love the way that Dan Campbell handled that. Yep. He has given John Morton a chance to redeem himself. Mm-hmm. Think about that when Kelvin Shepard's going to have a bad game, when Casey Rogers is going to have a bad game, when anybody is going to have a bad game. He's giving them a rope for redemption.
I don't think we're going to see Johnny Moe calling plays again, though, bro.
No, but there is still like it's not like tossing him out on his ass. Like
right.
He's empowering him to try and do things to still help this team, like still feel valued, even though he's been demoted. That's coaching, man. And I know a lot of fans don't want to hear that. Like they want him gone, dead, buried, and tarred and feathered and thrown in Lake Erie when it's freezing. But like, I kind of like this way better.
Here, and I agreed because the man, every person, but this man has value. It's just not in play calling, and he gets a whole year to learn behind an obvious master at the play calling, right? And he's going to grow. He's going to help, and he's not going to have a tarnished reputation. And guess what? Next year, when we're looking for another coach or a coordinator or whatever else, we become a place to go, to grow, to win, to be something and not ruin your career. It's, Detroit for a long time was a place where careers, whether it was players, coaches, or GMs, where careers go to die. And we've created a place where people show up and they grow up. And that's a big deal, man. It's a big deal. So as nice as it is, and it's usually people that don't get to do it to just scream, fire their ass, throw them out, right? When you actually have to do it and face someone when you do it, it's really hard.
Yes, it is.
But
yes, it is.
To be able to turn, the vinegar into honey, that's
I love it. And for those of you, and we'll let you in a little bit of what was talked about in the Slack. If you're looking for the next offensive coordinator, look at Tyler Roll. Just pay attention to the tight ends coach, because he is where Kelvin Shepard was a couple of years ago.
Smart kid.
Yes, very much so.
Let's see. Don
he orders
Burr
efficiently at Hooters too.
Says it will be David Blau. Sorry. Don Burr says David Blau. Not Don Burr says David Blow. Anyway,
you know what? I could see David Blau being an effective, much in the status that Kellen Moore was, a physically incapable NFL backup quarterback who had a great mind and understands players and is understanding. Obviously, it's not going super well for Kellen as a head coach yet, although they did get a win. But he proved himself in Philadelphia and also in Dallas. So he's got a pretty good offensive mind. So I wouldn't hate that either.
Nice. Stephen David, what's up, fellas? My wife and I just had our baby boy this past week, Jordan Anthony. Cheers. Keep up the great work. Congratulations, Stephen. Enjoy
Very
it.
cool.
Enjoy
That's
every minute.
awesome.
Best thing I ever did is raise my son. So, all right. Anything else? Detroit Lions had a great game. The defense stood up as usual, and I'll get into some of the numbers as we go look ahead to Philadelphia. But it is going to be a good matchup. This is going to be a really good matchup, and it is absolutely a test for the Detroit Lions. One of the other things to come out of this week was redemption for the offensive line, and this is one of those, what a fickle fan base we have, right? Yes, the O-line looked terrible, okay, against Minnesota. They absolutely did. And yes, Minnesota schemed them up. But you have to understand, when you're preparing an offense for a week, it's not just setting plays in a playbook. There's protections and run schemes and blocking and everything else that is set up as a part of the whole thing. Additionally, you also set things up, plays, in order to have plays later, whether they're another week, whether it's later in the game. You set the defense up to expect something and try to do something different as well. And that's the real chess match that's going on. The protections, the blocking, it was a disaster. It wasn't a result of bad players, because those same players, minus actually a couple with some backups, came out and had the game they had this last week. This is where you can start talking about the importance of the scheme, what coaches do in between games, and how they put things together, and the plan they put together every week, and how much time these guys spend in the building. They don't get credit for the number of nights they spend in Allen Park to get ready for the next game all season long, man. These guys put in massive time. And Johnny Mo didn't have it. And last week against Minnesota, that's what you saw. You saw the culmination of multiple people trying to call plays, trying to put that together. So you didn't have a cohesive scheme. And Johnny Mo was trying to pick the best of what he was, and they were just trying to help him have a good play choice at his hand and still call a play. But what that became was a disjointed kind of collaboration between multiple people where you couldn't set anything up. And with the protections and everything else the way they were, it just fell off the rails, and there was no fixing that wagon, which is why the change happened. But again, it's not always the players when a bad game happens, and that's where you have to kind of start to get a little deeper into the game and know what you're seeing from both sides of the ball to really understand what was the reason for this. I talked a lot about it when Goff in Goff's first year, right? Guys, he's surrounded by Quintez Cephas is his number one receiver, right? His numbers are completely different when Cephas is on the field.
I'm really trying to block that part of my life out, Chris.
The whole Goffle thing and everything else, right? I mean, it's like, I'm telling you, this is not it. You got to be able to kind of see what's the bigger picture, and that's what we saw. And congrats to the O-line for fucking putting their feet in, standing themselves up, and just kicking the ass they kicked. Panay just beating ass last week. Decker 30-some yards downfield after he went down looking like he was shot the week before in the knee, right? He's down blocking on the jaw touchdown. these guys, man, the grit, just the fortitude and the fight that they have in the trenches is something to behold. And congratulations to them for coming back from what was an absolutely horrible game.
You know, you put in Yode Alshika at left guard. He played great.
Yeah.
And that's nothing against Christian Mahogany, because I thought Mahogany was probably the best offensive lineman against Minnesota. He was great. Dual blocking is his specialty. It helped Graham Glasgow have a much better week than he had been having. I think that might have been Graham's best game since Chicago. He was getting out and actually engaging targets at the second level and getting and moving and had his hands here instead of here, and that makes a big difference for him when you're a taller center. Like your hand placement is incredibly important, and I thought he did a much better job of that. It's like he refocused, and that was nice to see, because when we have that Graham Glasgow, we're a much better football team.
Yeah,
Tate Rallage had a great game, and
Tate, the rattlesnake, Tate the snake Rallage.
So good. He's a rookie. Like he did have a couple of rookie mistakes in this game. Like, that's going to happen. Thought he played it very well over. And then Panay, the one run, and Washington literally demoted their defensive coordinator because of this one play. I've been told this by somebody who covers the team. When two Commander defenders ran out of the way of getting blocked and didn't go towards the ball because Panay was between them and the ball, that was the end for that dude.
I think
it was Joe Witt and Dan Quinn has now taken over their defensive play calling. So
yep.
That's I guess you're welcome, Washington fans.
Quinn's a good play caller in the defense. There's no question about it.
Yes, he is. Yeah, he's good.
You take a coach out of his game, though, right? There's other things that have to get done. So we'll see how that works out for them. Coyote going to smoke them like peyote. You want to? Thank you, Jeff Merrill. Do you want to reel in a little bit on Coyote? Awosika?
No,
ayahuasca.
I thought he played great. Ayahuasca.
Peyote, ayahuasca.
Peyote, ayahuasca. I didn't know this was an Aaron Rodgers show.
Oh man. Good to see. That what a great pick. Again, here you have a guy they picked because they had no idea if Ragnar was coming back, and they just had to make a decision in the draft, and they got a guy that they love, and he's turned out to be just fantastic. Had they relied on Ragnar coming back, can you imagine? Like,
oh man,
the fact that he hasn't showed up and played or anything and doesn't miss the game at all says so much about, had he signed all that money and come back, would his heart be in it? Would it be a mid-year retirement? Like, you don't think so? You don't think so, because these guys, the O-line guys, are a different kind of breed. Like they're a real family, but man, that it just causes this big question mark of what would be, doesn't it?
Yeah, and I saw a picture a few weeks ago of Frank Ragnow in his hunting palace that's on the Minnesota-Wisconsin border. He is not in football shape. He has lost a considerable amount of weight already.
Yep.
So if you think folks, he ain't coming back. No. No.
Yeah.
He's probably down to 275, if not a little bit lighter already.
Good for him.
You can't play center in the NFL for that. You just can't. So,
if anyone could, it'd be him, but he's not going to. So there you go.
Yeah. He seems incredibly happy.
Redemption for the line. Good for them. Good for us. And I think people were ready to toss in the towel after that Minnesota game because it felt exposed, right? And I think they were exposed, but it wasn't the players that were exposed, right?
Yeah.
And so that's not something that other teams are going to be able to use against the Detroit Lions. That's not.
Yeah. How many teams have a Brian Flores? How many teams have a Andrew Van Ginkel? How many teams have a Jonathan Grenard? How many? I thought their defensive front collectively played incredibly well. Now, Philadelphia has a really good defensive. It's different, but it's really, really good. And I'm curious as to how the Lions' offensive line blocking scheme has adapted to playing a hyper-aggressive defensive front like they did in Minnesota and failing miserably. And now they get to play like Philadelphia, they thrive on putting pressure on you with their front four, front 7, 6, 6. They always have 5 defensive backs on the field. But they're really, really good up front. And I want to see how this offensive line responds, because they've had one really bad week and one really good week in a row now. And now they're playing a team that they could very well be playing again in January. And I want to see what they've learned and how they've grown and what they can do.
Yep, absolutely. Don Burr, and it's been cold here. Got it down to like 55. He wants to know, how does
iguanas falling out of your trees?
Almost, man. How does Miles Frazier look?
I haven't been in the building, so I haven't seen him.
Okay.
I've been running back and forth, as Chris knows. I've been in Ohio a lot. I've been running all over the place for some family business, so I haven't been there in a little bit. So I haven't seen him since he's been working out. I hope that he's ready to roll, because I liked him a lot. I talked about that in my solo video last week. I was literally higher on him than any other draft analyst of the 66, 67, I think, that Arif Hassan includes in his thing. I was indeed the highest on him. So I'm really hoping that he can get onto this and be this year's Christian Mahogany, where he comes in December, plays a handful of games, or even is just ready to be your reserve offensive tackle, offensive guard. I do like him better at tackle than I do at guard, which sort of sets me apart. That's one of the reasons why I was higher on him. I think he can start at right tackle if they move Panay to left tackle next year. That's going way the hell forward. We'll talk about that a lot more in the future. But if that happens, it wouldn't surprise me at all if he wound up being the starting right tackle. I don't think he can play left tackle. Not sure Panay can either, for that matter. But that's for March.
Yeah.
It's November.
Quick question from HPP Lovecraft. He's got an extra P in there. How many teams changed their OC because they're only top 5 offense instead of top 1?
It's a good question.
Just good ones.
Yeah.
Not all of us are blessed with a huge Van Ginkel. Van Ginkel.
That's good.
Jalen Carter.
He's a good player.
We'll talk about Jalen Carter when we get there. Don't worry about it. Gone are the days of draft talks in November. Yep, absolutely. So let's go on.
That's right. That's why we're moving on.
Yeah, closing out. Great job, O-line. Great job, Coach Campbell and Detroit Lions, to show people what you're made of, and that you're no one to sleep on. Don't forget about Amazon.DetroitLionsPodcast.com. Squeeze yourself in there. You put that in your browser. It'll take you right to Amazon. It sets a cookie in your browser, which is just a little marker that lets them know that we sent you. And they take a little bit of the profit out of Amazon's pocket. They put it in ours. It's a great way to support the show by doing something you were going to do anyway. Go to Amazon.DetroitLionsPodcast.com. Thank you all for doing that, who have visited and done that and helped support the show. We really love you and appreciate you for doing that. All right. Here's a big question for you, Rizzity-Dizzity-Doo.
All right.
Are the Detroit Lions really contenders? We saw what happened in Minnesota. We saw what happened in Green Bay the first week of the season. There are warts. This is not the 15-2 Lions team that we had last year. This is a little bit different. It's not the league that they played against in the 15-2 Lions season last year.
That's right.
What's changed, and what does that mean for the team's chances this year?
They might be better contenders this year, honestly, the way the NFL is playing out. Yeah, they're 6-3. Already lost more games than last year. Dan Campbell said it before the season, and he was right on. We might not win as many games, but we might be better. I think he's right. Now this week is indeed a test, and we've, I think, set that up quite nicely, because it is. Like, this is the defending champs. Like, to be the man, you got to beat the man. And we're going to play the man in the man's house, and that's not going to be easy. But that man also lost, like, inexplicably, a terrible game. The Packers have an inexplicable two inexplicable losses on their record.
Mm-hmm.
Denver, how the hell do they lose? Like, every team has what the hell happened? Miami just beat the crap out of
the
Buffalo.
Bills. What the hell?
How does that happen? Like, and I know everybody freaks out every time that the Lions do anything wrong. Y'all got to watch other teams and watch how the league as a whole is playing on. Nobody's elite this year. Detroit's as good as anybody. Yes, there are flaws on this team. Guess what? Every team's got flaws. We're going into Philadelphia to play the defending champs, and A.J. Brown, their best receiving weapon, just, again, lashed out and said, if I'm on your fantasy team, drop me because I ain't getting the ball.
Yeah.
Those things don't happen on elite teams. They have issues. Every team has issues. Detroit's are fairly manageable. And they have the ability to overcome their own flaws, which I think is something that you've seen. Kansas City early on couldn't do that. Now they can. You've seen Tampa Bay is the flip side. Like Tampa Bay was rolling early. Well, now all those injuries are really banging up, and their undersized front. Like if Vita Vea isn't in the game, or you can just run around where he's at, like they're terrible. Like every team has those, and I don't mean to be glib about it, but like Detroit's, we're flawed. So's everybody else.
Well, that's the thing.
Why not us?
This is a unique year, in that there's no team at this point that's just a standout, obvious favorite. Yeah. Undefeated this point in the season, right? There's always one hanger on. The Bills were such a great. I mean, you looked at them, it's like, oh boy, there's no stop. Dolphins, really? And you got Mike McDaniel rolling around.
They've also lost to the Panthers.
Come on, that's that's crazy.
Oh my god, that was crazy. And then they asked him about it at the press conference, and he didn't confirm or deny it.
Yeah. His non-committal was priceless. But I mean, there's no team just seems indefeatable this year, and it is really not a year that feels like, who's the team that's going to get back up and take a bite out of your knee on the way up and keep going. Mm-hmm. This feels like it's that team's kind of a year, and we just happen to have one in Detroit, man.
That's right. I'm not going to freak out if they lose this weekend. 6-4, not the record any of us wanted.
No.
Doesn't mean that they're out of it. Doesn't mean that they can't win in Philly later this year. I think there's this desire to spin everything forward as that it's going to be the same all the way through. And that's just not what this NFL is.
Yep.
It's not. So if they lose, I'm not going to be too upset about it. If they win, I'll be happier, but I'm not going to be like, we're definitely winning the Super Bowl. Like, no, we got a lot of other games on the schedule yet too. We got to take care of business.
Yep.
And I think that's the way Dan Campbell approaches it. And I'm trying to emulate Dan Campbell as much as I can in life, because that seems to be working pretty well for him.
Jeff Holman, LA Rams are going to be a toughest match left this season. They very well may be, but
I don't disagree with that at all.
Their hopes rest on the brittle bones of Matthew Stafford, who's probably, in my mind, playing his last season. But he's one good hit away. He's been fantastic. Yeah. He's been fantastic. It's just
their defense is good too.
Yep.
That'll be a fun challenge too. But somebody else is going to have to. Well, right now they are the 5 seed because they are behind Seattle in the standings. They would get to play Tampa Bay in the first round. If the playoffs started today, the Lions would host the Bears in the playoffs, and the Seahawks would host the Packers. That would be a fun one because they hate each other.
Yeah,
everybody hates the Packers, but Seattle really hates the Packers.
Yeah. That's I love what's happened there, and the Packers and the Cowboys. I love that too because it just adds an element of chaos to those games. It's a lot of fun. So
it's fun.
Oh man. All right. So let's do this. Talking about, are the Lions really contenders? They're absolutely contenders. They have every chance to pull this out this year.
That's right.
And with Dan Campbell calling plays the way they do, it's going to be something. But this is a heck of a test. This really is a test. It isn't a make or break game, a must win game for the season, but you come out on top this week and you're feeling really, really good if you're a Detroit Lions fan or player or coach or whatever. So.
Yeah, it's a great way to to remind yourselves that you are good. I don't think that this Lions team needs that, but like there are some guys that weren't here last year that are playing important roles. Maybe it's good for them to see what it takes to win a big game like this, because they know what it's like to lose one. They lost in Green Bay and bounced back incredibly well. They lost to Minnesota, bounced back incredibly well. Like I think that's honestly one of Dan Campbell's superpowers, is that he is so good at righting the ship when it's listing. And I hope they don't list too much, but if they lose this one, I have no doubt in my mind they will still be fine. If they win, I have no doubt in my mind that Philadelphia will still be fine, even with all the finger pointing and the fact that Saquon Barkley gets hit in the backfield more than all but 4 other backs in football, and that he's quietly not having a very good year, that their wide receiver doesn't like their quarterback, that they have offensive line injury issues up the wazoo that don't get talked enough about. We've talked a lot about how the Lions, our offensive line isn't as good as it was a year ago. I think we've all come to grips with that. Well, Philadelphia has the same problem, and they haven't come to grips with that yet, because they're still calling the same plays that worked when their offensive line was phenomenal last year. And they don't work now because their line isn't good enough to run them. That's where they're vulnerable. That's where Sirianni could use a dose of humility.
Yep.
And I'm sure some of his players would like to give him to that. That's one of the reasons why I have hope why the Lions can win this game, even though I'm not sure that they will.
Yeah. There we go. All right, let's get into it. Detroit Lions injury report. It's not a small list, and my goodness, it's on there.
We're
here,
lamenting that I don't have my readers. Let's see if I can.
DJ Reader's fine. Don't worry about it.
He is fine, actually. I clicked on the wrong thing. I can't even see what I'm clicking on anymore.
I'm going to go through the guys that have not practiced on Wednesday.
Okay. I have it up. I can read it too. I blew up the font.
So we got Terrion Arnold, who's got a brain injury out, concussion. He's not ruled out. He's just got to get through the protocol, and hopefully he does. Hopefully it's just
that would mean he has to do at least something on Thursday. Otherwise, he will not play on Sunday.
Yeah, we will know tomorrow. Aiden Hutchinson, no practice, elbow problems. He'll be out there.
Suboptimal.
He'll be out there.
Oh, he'll play.
Kerberlicious is Kirby Joseph, knee, no practice. I have a sense they're going to give him another week at this point. You don't want hurt Kirby out there, and we've been doing okay. You know what I mean?
You're trying to be the best team in January, not the best team in November.
Right. Sione Vaki. God almighty. I know how to say it. I'm just like,
it was not hard, Chris. Come on.
I know. I'm reading it, and I don't know why I can't do this. Ankle injury, no practice. Interesting. He's been really good on the kicks. They've been kicking it away from him, so I'm not sure how he hurt his ankle. But
I don't know. But he was the lone bright spot on the special teams.
Yeah.
And I'll do a real quick plug here while you're doing this. Sure. I appeared on the Philly Sports Table today with my old friend Jeff Warren, and we talked a lot about it. And he said, "What's one area that really scares you about this coming matchup?" And I said, our special teams are not playing well right now, and the way that Philly blocks kicks and returns punts is a very real problem for this week. Please check that out. It's the Philly Sports Table. I did it today. I love hanging out with Jeff. He's a fellow metalhead. We have a lot of fun talking about music off the air. So check his stuff out. It's pretty cool.
Black Lion, quick question. Why is Colin and other sportscasters so down on the Lions just because Campbell will be doing play calling? Well, I'll tell you why. And then I'm going to give you the straight dope here. The algorithm. If you talk about it, it's going to get pushed to the top in the algorithm because people are searching that. And you've got a narrative that's going that people are searching. And when people are searching it, you make sure you talk about it because then they're going to find you and they're going to come see you. I would tell you that a large bunch of the folks that do commentary are just commenting. They're not telling you their soul. They're not bearing their soul to you. They're just riding the algorithm wave, making sure they get the right touch the right things and find themselves to the front and make money. That's it. I don't think that anyone, like the people that are down on Lions because Campbell's play calling, it gives them a good excuse to talk about the Lions. Dan Campbell taking over. It's all the keywords, and look at that. You saw him. There you go. Moving on. I might be a little cynical. And I mean, we don't play the game.
Not wrong.
Right?
You're not wrong.
That's the one thing we hurt ourselves by not playing the game, but everything, like it's straight up honest how we got here. So whatever. Sione Vake and then Brock Wright also did not practice. Now, Brock Wright's been having some blocking troubles, if you ask me. This
you
year.
Can ask me too, and I'll give you the same answer. It's not pretty. They did sign Anthony Ferkser to the practice squad this week. He is back. He is a blocking tight end. That is probably should be seen as insurance for Brock Wright not playing because what's his name? Dwelly. He ain't getting it done either.
Yeah.
Sorry, dude. But be better.
All right, let's keep going. Fit better come on. Special teams been looking sus lately. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough.
Agreed.
So on the fellas who did practice, the young smarties, limited practice, Taylor Decker, Marcus Davenport, and this, I saw somebody tweet this today. I wish I remembered who it was. I would give you credit. I so apologize for not remembering, but instead of talking shit about him, be happy he's back. You know what I mean?
Right.
As long as you have him, every play he plays, minus the one he probably gets hurt on, he's a valuable asset to this team. So let's keep the valuable assets and enjoy them while we have them. Miles Frazier, limited. Graham Glasgow, limited. Pat O'Connor, limited. Josh Pascal, limited. Jacob Sailors, our other return man, limited. DJ Reed in the building and limited. And Malcolm Rodriguez will practice. I bet you see him this week.
We could. His window expires Monday, so they could sit him, but we'll see. With all these guys that are on special teams, like you just rattled off, O'Connor, Sailors, who else? Vaki, like Kirby actually plays special teams. Like these guys are important on special teams.
Yep.
That's where Rodrigo can come in and give a lift right away because they need it.
Yep.
They have not been great.
Chef Homan nails it. Yes, these commentators know a bunch, like Jonathan Vilma calling Hank Fraley Christian Mahogany.
Oh my God.
That was like, there's two angles. We touched on this in the post game, but it was like Hank's wife has got to be excited knowing her man's coming home looking 20 years younger. And Christian's got to be like, oh shit, do I got to get some Just for Men out here? What's going on?
I don't. I'm not going to go down that road, but just move on.
Yeah, it's easy. It's easy.
It is. So, it's very low hanging fruit.
That's a big injury list. No doubts about it. Look, this team unfortunately seems to always have a big injury list. At the same time, fortunately, they seem to be so damn deep that it almost doesn't matter. And the attitude, the next man up attitude, really does permeate this squad and is heart, soul, and core to what they do. I don't think anybody, I mean, everyone says, yeah, it'd be ideal if all our starters were here and feeling great, but I don't think anybody is afraid or worried because they're not. And that's a different space for this team. You remember? I mean, remember the old Lions? Calvin's got a finger. Like oh no, our whole year is over, right? I mean, it was crazy.
His finger points that way.
But yeah. It just helps his wingspan, that extra inch.
I guess, like, yeah, but look at how we're experienced at weathering the storm. We won games last year with what was his name? Ezekiel Turner and Jamal Adams playing safety. Like neither of those guys is anywhere near the NFL anymore. Like, how did that happen? I'm sorry, they played linebacker. Like how good. It's validation for what Dan Campbell thought when we talked about it, how he's bringing along Morton and not hanging him out to dry. His consistency in his messaging is so refreshing. Yeah. Like not everybody does that. And it's really cool to see that when Alshika gets put in at left guard, he will be our starting left guard for a while. You know what? We got faith in him to get it done. We will find ways that play maybe a little bit to his strengths that are a little bit different than what Mahogany brought. They're a little bit different than what Glasgow brought when he was playing left guard, right guard, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they'll when Miles Frazier gets in at some point, and he will, like they can tweak things just a little bit. And the play, it doesn't matter if we like that. The players are going to buy into that. And it's like, wow, man, like he's empowering me. He's treating me with the respect that I feel like I deserve. I need to go out and play my ass up for this man because he's given me a chance to show what I can do. And not every coach and not every team will give you that. And that is one of the real secret sauces that Dan Campbell spreads all over this team.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, we started talking about Dan's special sauce spread over the whole team.
I was testing you, Chris.
Damn it. I was like, it almost got by. Thank goodness I'm still 12. No, very, very much so. And the other side of it is, and it's here. Where is it? Peaceful Tim. They better play well or Dan's going to suit up and play some snaps. He's out there doing it all. He's calling plays, playing snaps. It don't matter. Campbell will make this team win, whether he's got to carry him on the back himself. It doesn't. He'll go out there and throw the ball for Goff if he has to. Here's a good story, really quick. Hassanein coming off the injury report, coming to the practice squad. Not just that, the story that he told his agent to say, basically, fuck you to 31 teams. I don't care if I'm on the 53. Put me with the Lions. That dude, you won me. You won me. I just might buy a jersey off of that alone. I really might, just because that's awesome. So fucking good and such character, man, and such a Lions guy. Oh, I love that.
And I have seen the other side of this. And I brought it up on social medias. I got burned as a Cleveland Cavaliers diehard by Carlos Boozer when he gave his word to the Cavs when they said, "Oh, you can opt out, and we'll sign you to a big contract." He's like, "Yeah, that's great." And then he signed with Denver. Like, you Boozer, fuck your kids too, disloyal Benedict. Hate that guy. Hate his kids for it. Completely disloyal. Screwed up a pretty darn good Cavs team back in the day. They're good again. Pistons are good again. Fun. It'll be fun watching that division this year because I think our two teams are pretty good. Like I don't apologize for loving the Cavs. That's, by the way, rest in peace, Lenny Wilkins. I don't care if you're a Pistons fan, whatever. That man was a hell of a coach and a wonderful, sincere gentleman. And the world was a better place because he was in it. And it was sad to see him pass this week.
Yeah, I guess we got a shout out to Paul Tagliabue as well. Who we lost to.
Yes.
He was the man that advanced this league
100%
in just the right way forward. I'll say, Goodell has a lot of bad, but I mean, if you're a team owner, Goodell's probably one of the best things that's ever happened to those.
He's your hero.
League. Yeah. But Tagliabue, I think for fans and the game itself and the owners too, was probably one of the best all around that I remember, at least in my lifetime. So,
his vision of where the league was going was exactly what it needed to happen, and it's been largely fulfilled, and he deserves a lot of credit for that.
Yep. All right, we're going on from the injuries to looking ahead to the Philadelphia Eagles. So let's talk this up. This is a big game, Mr. Risden. We've talked about it. It's a test of this team. It could be a testament to this team as well, depending on how things turn out. But there is a lot to overcome. This is a team that has a hell of a pass rush, a hell of a defensive line. They have a hell of an offense full of weapons. I would like to see them get called on the tush push every time they commit a penalty. I'm with Dan. Leave it in the game, right?
Yes.
Defend the damn thing.
Dan too.
But refs, call the fucking thing when they are moving when there's four guys moving before the snap and you don't call it, and then a guy fucking just queefs a little bit and you're fucking calling that motion. Stop it. Just stop it. Right? Stop it. Call this right. You know what is going on there. You've seen it. You watched film too, refs. When that play comes up, you should be watching for that focusing on that because you failed so many times. That's a spot that should be a point of emphasis for the refs, is that motion on those plays. This game with Green Bay and Philadelphia last week, both teams did it on the quarterback sneak. They both did it and got away with it. I was like, what's going on?
I know.
How can you not call those and then call it like just a flinch, right? I mean, God,
when you are the side judge, that's literally your only job pre-snap. Make sure nobody moves across the line. Dickerson's in the middle linebacker's lap before the ball snapped. They didn't call it. Yeah. Green Bay got away with it the other way. They had like 3 dudes moving. Like, it's dumb. Do better. I'll leave the tush push in.
Yeah, make them stop.
It's going to gain you 1 or 2 yards. Like, that's better than
who was it?
Like, I'm actually happy that they do it that way because, like, we can score touchdowns on our 4th down plays. They're only going to get a yard or 2.
Who was it that laid down at the line of scrimmage and made them pull back and stop and not run the play? It was this year. Someone laid, and that's it.
Yes, they did.
That is it. To lay down on the line because they can't get under you, and that screws everything else because they're going to go over you. That means the center's up higher, the linemen are up higher. Now you can get under them and you can stop that thing. I mean, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. That and don't let them move early. So that's a big one. That's a play that they got. That's their short yardage play. They go for it in 4th down. We are more of a technically skilled team. When we go out on 4th down, we pull it out with the players and the capabilities that we have. Neither team gets it all the time, but I think it's made a new wrinkle to the game of football. How often folks go for it on 4th down, and it's made it a hell of a lot more exciting, and it's a lot of fun to watch. I mean, it's a lot of fun to watch.
It really is. It's a great way. It's such a revolutionary way to look at football that you have 4 downs to get the first down. Like, why not use them all?
Yeah.
So somewhere some coaches are like, huh? What?
So I'm going to talk through the teams a little bit. You have a 6-3 Lions team against a 7-2 Philadelphia Eagles here. By the numbers, the Detroit Lions have scored 283 points on their opponents this year, 2nd in the league, while the Philadelphia Eagles have scored just 218, put them right flat in the middle at 16th. And this is over 9 games, right? Points allowed. The Detroit Lions, 200. And the Philadelphia Eagles, 192. You basically, in 9 games, have a touchdowns difference between the two teams, while you have about 70 points difference scored. So you're talking almost 8 points a game. So scoring a touchdown more per game and a difference of points allowed of a total of a touchdown across all those games. Just those numbers kind of lean towards the Lions' capability, and it's all having a good defense, but it's all on the offense.
Yeah, just looking at their games, so they lost to the Broncos 21-17. They lost to the Giants. The Giants, who just fired their coach, 34-17, and they beat the Packers 10-7. They barely beat the Chiefs. Barely beat the Cowboys. They've been in a lot of close games. They did beat the Rams. Like, that's impressive, but they haven't been super impressive. Like, they're just. I know everybody's like, oh, the Eagles. Like, they're not as good as they were last year either. Not to the extreme that Washington was. I mean, that Washington can literally be the worst defense of the 21st century if they keep it up. They are the first team since the 2002 Saints to lose 4 games in a row by at least 21 points. That's hard to do. The winless Lions and the winless Browns never did that. That tells you how bad Washington is right now.
Brian Smith.
So, things change, man.
Talking about the tush push, Brian Smith. Roderick Martin still available? Get the human speed bump out there.
I have no idea what's happened with him. I don't know.
No.
He's not on our practice squad, is he? I should probably know that, but I don't think he is. I think he left.
He can lay down, though.
Yeah, he can.
So there we go.
Let's look up Roderick Martin.
Talk about the team grades. Overall, the Detroit Lions are 3rd, and the Philadelphia Eagles are 4th. We're 4th on offense. They are 6th on offense, 3rd on defense. We are, and they are 9th. Special teams, as bad as we say it is, we're tied for 6th. And they are
crazy
21st. They are 21st. Man.
That's crazy to me because their punt return game is good, and their kicker's good. Now we have a good kicker too. He's got to learn to kick the ball higher, quicker.
Yep.
Because both of those block kicks are 100% on Jake Bates not getting the ball up fast enough.
Yep.
Hopefully he's learned from his mistakes there.
100%. We need a game from McNeil. His first game back was great, but the last two have been, he's been there. He's been stuffing holes, but he hasn't been getting the pressure. He hasn't been doing that first game back. It was like, holy shit. He's just picked up where he left off. This may be an anchor game for him. Man. We'll see. We
need like that entire interior defensive line, like Reeder and Tyleek, saw his playing time scale back. Roy Lopez played great in Washington. He needs to keep that up, but they need to be a little bit more impactful. Like they're doing fine in terms of setting up the linebackers to make plays and not allowing like big runs, wide open holes where guys can hit it right away. And I think they'll do a pretty good job against Philadelphia's offensive line in doing that too. It'd be nice to get a pressure. It'd be nice to have a pass rush win on the inside more than like once a quarter. Which is about the pace that they're on right now. And that's an area where they can get better. And it's not that these guys are playing poorly or bad players. They're just not winning as much as they need to because look, if you look at the defense overall, it is a defense that is now set up for the linebackers to make the plays. And guess what? They're doing a great job at that. Jack Campbell's having a phenomenal freaking year. Phenomenal year.
We got Broderick Martin. Thank you, Psycho Billy. Broderick Martin's on the 53 for the Steelers. Detroit Fran Man says Broderick Martin was just scooped up by the Steelers from the Chiefs practice squad, now relied on in rotation. And
thank you.
Don Burr says, I saw Broderick Martin at Chipotle, and he asked me, may I take your order, sir?
Get a bowl. Saves you calories.
Coldest man in the chat. Brr. All right, so we look at these lines, and I'll tell you, just looking at the graphics, the Lions defensive line against the Philadelphia defensive line, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. Our line is in tough shape. Theirs is just a bunch of freaking monsters. Nice to see the boys coming back. Let's see what happens. We're going to rely on Panay pretty heavily this game.
He's going to have a great game. Because they got a big bump from Jalen Phillips, their trade, the one who didn't quit because he got traded again. Jair Alexander, as I predicted in my solo thing, I'll toot my own horn a little bit. He quit.
Yep,
he's done. Yep. He's going to retire. That's bullet dodge there. They gave up a draft pick for that. But Jalen Phillips is playing very well. Zach Bond is their Jack Campbell, and he's good, y'all. He's going to be a problem. And this offensive line has to play better than they have this entire season in order to go out and get things done against this Philly defense, because that is the strength of their team.
Yep.
Is their defensive front, not just their line, but their linebackers.
Yep.
They have so many players on that defensive front that Lions fans were like, give me him in the draft. Like that's who they draft. And congratulations, you're right. They're good players.
Yeah.
And they play pretty well together. Major Oromo playing great football. Good player that I liked a lot. Eagles got him.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks.
Yeah. This is
don't get
as
many sacks as they used to, but they're still good.
I'll say though, there is, besides what Coach said about playing in Philadelphia and that, a lot of people forget that our offensive coordinator played in Philadelphia. He's center for these Eagles in a Super Bowl, the one where
back when he was known as Bubbles,
when McNabb was puking in the huddle, back in the day.
Did he throw up on Hank? Did he?
No, I don't know. So there's a little bit of pride on the line here. This is the one team that Dan Campbell hasn't beaten his tenure with the Lions. He's 0-2 against Philadelphia. You'd like to at least notch a win against everybody. Dan Campbell's coming out of what happened last week. They're riding that. I think there is there's going to be two things. One, there's going to be a sense of duty amongst this Lions team to go get the job done in Philadelphia.
Correct.
This team plays great on the road too. They play better on the road than they do at home. It's crazy.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
And with all that, you saw how punchy the Commandos got last week. You can't tell me the Lions weren't part of that. And I think the Lions took a little bit of a lesson from what happened to Branch and are playing that same kind of game a little bit. And I wouldn't be surprised if this crawls under the Eagles' skin and shakes this game up. I would watch. I would watch because these guys, they're onto something. They're onto something down there.
I would love to see Tate Ratledge agitate Jalen Carter. Two Georgia boys going at it. That'd be fun. Because I think Tate knows how to push those buttons. And Carter specifically is a guy whose buttons are just aching to be pushed. Now, to his credit, he tends to push them back pretty damn well. But,
yeah.
They're good. We're good. It's going to be a fun game. Looking forward to it.
Yep. Key to the game from Jeff Homan. Jake Bates cannot have more tackles than Hutch. Hutch needs to have a game this week. 100%, bro.
Chris, that's happened twice this year. It can't happen again.
Yeah.
And that is more about Jake Bates than it is about Aiden Hutchinson. Yes.
It's about the special teams coverages, mostly.
Yes.
Mostly. But Bates
Hutch is going to get...
man. Did you see that?
Yes,
he
can.
Stuck him last week.
He did. He really did. Hutch is going to get double teamed, chipped, rotated to every play.
Yep.
It's up to Al-Qadim Muhammad and the guys on the other side to make him pay. This could be a good Derek Barnes week because their tight ends don't block super well. Dallas Goedert won't hear me say a bad word about him as a receiver, but he's vulnerable when he's in line. They don't leave him there very often, to their credit. It's a well-coached team. Yep. And that's this is a game that the Lions are going to have to play no worse than an A- if they want to win the game.
100%.
The nice thing is that they can.
Yes.
Not a lot of teams can. So
yes.
That's great.
Yeah, absolutely. A couple of good comments here. And while we're talking about the comments, please like and subscribe. We appreciate when you do it. Helps people find the podcast and the show and discover the joy that you're having right now. Why not share it with others? All right. Skipper versus Carter. Yes, please, says Jeff Merrill. Peaceful Tim comes back with Carter will lose his mind. Skip is like Skip will too, right?
That would be fun. Yes.
And then Brian Smith.
That's a trade-off I'm willing to take. If it's a double ejection, I think we win on that trade-off.
Yeah. Brian Smith with probably the comment of the day. Bates is the Ray Lewis of kickers.
Thankfully, he hasn't killed anybody yet.
Minus the murder, yeah. Allegedly. Okay.
So. Yes, allegedly. Thank you for including that.
Just gotta do my
Save
job.
My bacon.
All right, let me. I'm trying to get this open here. No, come on. It's giving me a hard time. I'm trying to get. She called. I'm trying to get my hard rock thing open and it's broken and it's freaking. Oh wait, no. Oh wait,
that's too bad.
Oh wait, here we
While
go.
You're attempting to do that, I will give a slight weather thing. If you're in like north of the Mason-Dixon line, and hopefully you learned in school what the Mason-Dixon line is, you can probably see the Northern Lights tonight.
Yeah,
I've never seen them with my naked eyes, and I am very much looking forward to it. As soon as we're done here, I'm going to go out and drive where it's a little bit darker because I live in a semi-urban area and would love to get out and see the Northern Lights with my naked eyes. Because it doesn't happen very often. And like last night, my brother lives Greenville, South Carolina. He saw them last night with his naked eyes, which is just crazy to me. So
you can just say he saw them. You say naked eyes too many times. You get something going on up there with the naked part of his eyes.
Yeah.
You
know how I get, I'm tired.
They sang the Northern Lights song. Okay, looking at the lines on the game today. Philly at home is a 2.5 point favorite which is interesting because you get 3 being at home. That means the Lions are favored by half point. Plus 125 money line for the Lions, minus 150 for Philadelphia, over under a 46. Gotta go with the over. I just feel like, especially after last week. I think
so too. Yeah.
After last week, man.
But Philadelphia only scored 10.
Right. But no, I'm not talking about our last week. I'm talking about their last week. They're going to come back. That doesn't happen. It doesn't happen.
Yeah, they'll
times.
be primed. And as good as our defense is, I don't think they're holding Philadelphia to 10.
Right.
Be great if they did.
So let's see. We got I'm going to take the over 2.5. What do you think for the final score, Mr. Risden?
I like that both money lines are basically like, don't touch this game.
Yeah.
If you see anything that low for a payout, that's them telling you that it's not worth investing your money on this because they don't know what's going to happen either. I am going to pick the Philadelphia Eagles to win this game at home, but I don't know if they're going to cover on that. I think it's going to be like 20. I'll go 26-24.
Ooh, wow.
Eagles.
Okay, you're pretty close to me. Eagles, you went.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, I did.
Everyone, let's get the boos. Hit the like button if you want to boo Riz and his prediction right now. I'm going with the 24, but I was 28-24 with the Lions on top.
With the Lions winning.
Yeah. It would be, but I just feel like this someone said it earlier, and again, I'm sorry, I can't remember, but they said this feels like going into Baltimore. And it does. It feels a lot like that. And I just have this sense that we're going to be able to pull this out. Can't wait. It's going to be fun. There's a lot on this. It isn't the end of the season if the Lions don't win, but this is truly a test. And this is going to tell us a lot. You know, how much have we improved with Dan Campbell making the play calls? And how they've set this up this week, how they're running things. How is this defense holding up against a team, a mobile quarterback like Jalen Hurts that's giving us fits this year? It didn't seem to give us fits as much. We've been pretty good against those mobile quarterbacks, right? What is this defense going to look like? Do they hold up? Do we have Terry on, right? There's so many different variables about what happens. This is going to be a wild game, I feel like.
With you. I'm looking forward to it. I think that if they played 100 times, you go to that proverbial sports radio crutch, I think the Eagles would probably win 52.
Yeah.
Again, they are the defending Super Bowl champs. They probably do deserve your respect for that.
No.
And they have their defensive front matches up against the Lions' biggest weakness collectively throughout the season, which is our interior offensive line. And that bothers me some. Now, the flip side is also true. Their offensive tackles have not been as good as advertised, and we have Aiden Hutchinson, and we have Al-Qadim Muhammad, and we have Brian Branch attacking from the slot. We have Jack Campbell. We have Alex Anzalone, who's an incredible blitzer. We have Amik Robertson, who blitzes out of the slot better than anybody. Got to take advantage of that without letting Hurts escape away, and that can be a very good equalizer for this game. So that's where I'm looking at this game being decided.
MCDC calling plays with his non-naked eyes. We're getting this win.
Hey, I like it. Thank you.
And Easy,
reel me in, Brian.
Love it, Easy. Let's be real. They have our trophy. They kind of do.
I like it.
And last, this is a good one. Riz, did you pick Baltimore earlier this year too?
Did I?
I think you did.
I think I did. No, well, I honestly don't remember. I did pick the Lions to beat the Vikings and was wrong on that one. And I think I picked Kansas City. Yeah, I did. There's one game earlier this year that the Lions won where I did pick against them. It might be Baltimore. I don't remember for sure. I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So with that, we've got Riz picking Philadelphia. Bring out the boat horn just to hope he's wrong. Kind of pre-jinx him. Right?
Yes. Let's go for it.
There is boat horn. Haven't had that in a while. That's a fun one. All right. Well, there we go. I think that's what we're going to call a show this time. Riz, thanks a lot, man. Appreciate you. I know you've got some travel coming. I've got some travel coming.
I do.
Post-skate. Oh, we got Bish and Brown coming up. And for real, Brown is going to be, he's going to be vindicated after this week. Can't wait to see what he brings to the show this week. Russ Brown, check him out. You got Dr. Liao also, both, and Riz too, over at Lions Wire. They got some good stuff coming. Liao's injury reports, I can't miss.
So good.
Russ has been fire lately with what he's been doing as well. We got Bish running with him over coming up later this week. Don't miss that one. We'll have a post-game show for you this week. And we'll keep rocking, we'll keep rolling, we'll do the whole thing, and we're gonna have a good time. Fly, Lions, fly. How about that? That's pretty nice, right?
That makes us a Griffin. I like that. Grand Rapids Griffins. Go Griffs.
All right, don't forget about us on Patreon, patreon.com/Detroit Lions podcast.
Sorry, that was bad.
That's where you get your Slack dust and all the good conversation and the great game day threads. The whole thing is in the Detroit Lions podcast Slack chat, patreon.com/Detroit Lions podcast. You have to give $5 a month or more to get access to the Slack. It's kind of helped us keep the riffraff out. But it's a great group of folks. You get Bish, you get Brown, you get Riz, you get me, you get Ash, you get all the cool kids and all the great folks that are part of the Slack. It's a great place to converse, think, brainstorm, test ideas. It's an awesome place. So check it out. Also, follow us on the Twitter box or the X box. No, it's not Xbox. Just follow us at X at DET Lions Podcast.
I'm so confused.
At Jeff Risden. At DET Lions Podcast. Get in there, you'll know everything about the old show and what's going on and when. And you will likely this week and into next week start seeing a whole lot more action on the Detroit Lions Podcast X account. Some good stuff coming there. We've got a plan, Houston. Be sure to go to DetroitLionsPodcast.com, subscribe to the podcast, and Jeff will tell you what happens when you do that.
I get to come into your ear holes automatically.
Woo! Thank you for tuning in. We're going to see you next time on the Detroit Lions podcast. Remember, no pants, no toasters, no hot tubs, and no problems, because we are your Detroit Lions and Reddit connection.
My face, goddammit! I'm from Detroit, Michigan. Don't play with me.